Morning, YouTube. This is Sheldon Pounder II coming in from Missouri on my way to work. Work, on my way to work. Home to work vibes. Sorry about yesterday. I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, I know what happened. My phone kept getting hot, and that's because I was probably recording it because of the heat yesterday. If you are new to YouTube, follow me, subscribe to me on YouTube, Sheldon Ponder. Also subscribe to me on Instagram at Tony Gumble 21. This morning work this morning's home to work vibes is we're gonna talk about sports and how it's evolving, how it has evolved in the years during the years. When I was growing up, I wanted to play sports. I wanted to play baseball and football. I played tennis and I played golf from time to time, but I really wanted to play football. In fact, during high school, I had the opportunity to play football. My favorite football position is cornerback. Cornerbacks are not short but not tall either. They're medium height, and football to me is the best thing. Now, professional football, the NFL, I enjoy a lot. The one thing that now a lot of people say that, oh, I like college football, and college football is good to a certain extent, but I can't really get into it. Just like in college basketball, they have the playoffs, the playoffs of basketball. They have the Final Four and the NCAA tournament, which lasts about 6 weeks, maybe. And then they have some tournaments that come to Kansas City, like the Big 12 tournament and the Big 10 and such and such. The two main, the three main sports that I watch, you guessed it, football, basketball, and baseball. Now let's take a look at football real quick. Football in the NFL has changed dramatically since I was a kid. Football has grown to the point where it's a global thing. 10 years ago, nobody would have ever thought that the NFL would go to London. 10 years ago, nobody thought that the NFL would go to Mexico. Now they did Toronto at some point, but then they gave up on it. I'm not sure why. But nobody would have thought that. Hold on a second. Okay, no, I thought. Okay, that was the truck right next to me. Okay, sorry about that. I thought I heard something. Thought I heard something click. Anyway, sorry about that sidebar. But 10 years ago, maybe 12, 13 years ago, nobody would have thought of going to Mexico or London. They just started doing it in the past 5 years. Well, no. I think they started doing it around 2011, maybe. Yeah, 2011. And nobody would have thought that 20, 15, 20 years ago. Nobody would have thought that because the NFL in London and places like that, they weren't as popular as they are now. They aren't as popular as they are now. You go to London and you ask people about the Detroit Lions, they're like, "Oh, they're like, "Oh, Detroit Lions, I love them." Or any team that goes to London, they are extremely excited to see the NFL come to London. And the NFL coming to London has grown in popularity. It has. It has grown in popularity. Now, you also have the CFL, the Canadian Football League, which a lot of the ex NFL players go to, or those who were undrafted and didn't get signed by a team. And it's sad because these these players who have not gotten drafted or undrafted, as they say, they have a lot of good potential. They have a lot of potential. But the NFL has gotten tougher on concussions. We lost a lot of legends in the past. We lost uh, Junior Seau. We lost who was a linebacker for the Chargers, the San Diego Chargers at the time. We lost Joe Von Belcher, who was a linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. We lost a bunch of different, we lost a bunch of different players, ex NFL players, former NFL players, due to concussions and the CTE issue. And and here's the thing. Here's where it changed the the dynamic of the entire game. 2010, James Harrison, who I really like and I admire a lot. He's kind of like my idol. That's when it changed. Cleveland's quarterback threw a pass to Joshua Cribbs. I think he's left the game now. James Harrison comes up and lays a lick. I mean, a hard lick on Josh Cribbs. I have my index finger raised. That's when it happened. That's when, and see, the NFL didn't care before then. Well, okay, I take that back. The NFL might have cared before then, but not as much as they do now. See, now they have it to where if you hit the crown of the helmet, and all the NFL fans out here, let me know if I'm wrong. Comment in the comment in the leave a comment if I'm wrong about this. But I believe that the way it goes is that if you hit above the crown, that's a penalty. And if you do it again, I believe that it's an ejection. I'm not sure. Those who are hardcore NFL fans, comment down below. But the game has gotten safer. There's some good and bad about it. There's some good and bad about the NFL, the new safety policy, but hey, there are young kids who want to be NFL players. Joe, uh, I forget. I know his last name is Clowney. Uh, Javion Clowney. I'm not sure if I have that name right. He laid a lick on Michigan's running back. Michigan's quarterback gave the running back the ball, and he must have read it like a book. He came up the middle and took this guy straight out. Took his helmet out and took it, literally just blew his helmet up. Now, his helmet didn't really blow up. The helmet went up in the air, about 10, 15 feet in the air. J, Javion Clowney, who played for South Carolina, the South Carolina Gamecocks at the time, that was the SB Play of the Year in 2013, right there. No one was expecting it. Not even the only person who anticipated it was Javion Clowney. He was the only one. He was the only one. Now, anybody anybody who can top that, nobody can top that. Nobody. Nobody can hit a running back for 15 yards. Nobody can. I don't care who you are. Anybody who can hit you like a freight train at that speed, nobody will nobody would have, nobody would be able to top that. I'm telling you, nobody would be able to top that. I'm telling you, nobody on near to earth would be able to top that. Anyway, the NFL has gotten safer in their concussion protocol, and a lot of folks are saying that it's good, but it takes the fun out of it. And I have to agree, it does to a certain extent. To a certain extent, it does. But if you see kids, they have this thing called heads up football. And I know that if I were to have a son, I would want him to be safe as well. I would. But at the same time, though, it takes away the fun. You tackle someone, and the it's the coolest thing. As I said, those who watch this video, comment down below on how you feel about it. I think it's good to a certain point, but I think it's sorry YouTube. I'm not here to bash the NFL. I think the NFL is a great organization. To It's a multi-billion dollar corporation. It's a business, and we as fans, we don't understand how much goes into getting a football team together. It's like you have to get a board of directors, a general manager, a head coach, And see, it's bigger now because of the bigger contracts. My now I have an issue with the contracts though. If the NFL was run by me, I would do this. I would do two things. First of all, and this is going to make a lot of people mad, but I don't care. What I would do is I would base a player's contract on how he plays. What? A lot of people will look at me and say, "What?" Yes. Okay, look at it like this. Albert Haynesworth used to play for the Tennessee Titans. Had an impressive year with the Titans. Titans went to the playoffs. I think they lost in like the second round anyway. Had an immaculate career in 2008. No team could beat them. No team could beat them. Albert Haynesworth wanted a max contract. He got a max contract. Goes to Washington to play, and it's trash from the moment the first play goes. You mean to tell me you just offered this man a $92 million contract to play for a team who has potential, but not as much potential now? Defensive tackle. And he gets into it with, I'm not sure how the story goes, but he gets into it with a couple of people. He doesn't like he doesn't like his position. He doesn't like the how the head coach has treated him. So he just goes by the wayside. There are so many NFL players out here who don't have breakout seasons to get a contract. Same goes for the NBA. If I were NBA or NFL executive or uh, team president, or I think it's the team president. Anyway, if I were the organization, I would base it on how they played the previous season. I would. Why do you say this, Shelton? Because you don't need to give everybody a max contract. It's asinine. It really is asinine. Now, you have people out here who hold out of who hold out of training camp to you have excuse me. Yeah, people who hold out of training camp to get that contract, and then when they don't, then they hold out. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It really isn't. And there are some guys out here now in today's age of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, of course, who want a max contract. How are you going to get that if you played decent in 2017? You want a max contract, but you didn't have a breakout year than you did the previous year. Why in the world would I, as an NFL organization, want to give you a max contract if your game isn't as solid as it was in years prior? That's just a waste of money. But here's the thing, though. They see that. They see other people getting max contracts, and they're like, oh, I deserve a max contract. No, you don't deserve a max contract. Not unless you had a good, strong season. If it's your contract year, I would hope that you would play up to your contract abilities. If an NFL player wanted a max contract of 100 and X amount of dollars a year, you better put your money where your mouth is. You better train like no tomorrow. Because me as an NFL organization, I'm not going to give you a max contract. I'm not. Unless you have a season where you are on you are on the board for the MVP of the NFL. Same goes for the NBA. Same goes for the MLB. If you are not, and let me if you are not playing to the standard that is max contract worthy, you're not getting a contract. You're not getting a max contract. You aren't. Be mad at me all you want to, but that's how life goes. You have 53 players on the NFL. I think 25 players on the MLB, and I'm not sure how many players on the NBA. You want a max contract, but you don't want to put in the work. Or, I'm sorry, you want a max contract, but you played decent last year. No, I'm not giving you a contract. I'm not giving you a max contract to be decent. I'm giving you a max contract to be great. And these NFL players don't understand it. Like I said, if I'm an NFL executive, I'm not giving you a contract unless you play in MVP worthy football. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's not something that I'm doing. There are other people who deserve that that contract. If you are not willing to put in the work, excuse me, or the effort, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a quarterback to a punter. I don't care. You are not getting a contract unless you have a extremely great season. Because look at Albert Hainsworth. He had a good season. Next season he tanked. I'm not giving you a contract for you to be just like Albert Hainsworth. I'm not doing it. Now we can negotiate all you want to, but if you're not willing to meet me, if you're not willing to meet me halfway, then why in the world should I meet you halfway? I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I'm not doing it. Forget it. Unless you have a breakout season, I'm not giving you a contract. I'm not giving you the max that you're wanting because you haven't deserved it. And as harsh as that is, it's true. It's true. Why do I want to give you a max contract if you're going to be so-so? I'm not doing it. It might be harsh, but hey, that's the reality of it. Oh well, show it's not about the money. It's about the principle. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. All these players from the NFL to soccer want a max contract. Like I said, I'm not willing to give you one if you're going to tank. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If you have a breakout season, all right, I'll consider it. But you have to realize though that there are 52 other players on the team, and they their contracts are up at the end of the season too. Now I know that a team is prosperous in their tickets, in their merchandise. But what I'm saying is that I'm not going to give you a contract if you're going to suck. I'm not doing that. Forget about it. I'm not giving you a contract if you honestly and completely suck. I'm not doing that because that's a waste of my time. No, I take that back. That's a waste of the team's time and the team's money. Now, if you're not happy with it, okay, well, let's talk and see what we can do about it. But as far as me giving you a max contract for you being decent, I'm not doing it. Forget it. Forget it. I'd rather give a contract to someone who values. And I'm not saying that these NFL players their don't value their job because guess what? You know, they're I'm not going to downplay what they do because they put their lives and their bodies on the line. You have an injury that could take you out for a full season. You could be put on the injury list and be out for a full season. You can be there, yes, but you can't be on that field. And I know that guys that get injured, oh my goodness, I know that must hurt. That's why you see guys angry, crying, because they have a lot of good potential for the season. They have a lot of potential to show for the season. And a lot of it is, a twisted ankle. They can uh, soak it in water, and guess what? He'll be good by next week. It's just painful to see so many NFL players retire, and good, they had some good years with the team that they are on, but they can't go any further because they've broken their foot. That just hurts. It hurts to see NFL players cry and get upset because they can't be on that same field with their team. So now it's someone else's job to pick up where they left off. But as I said, I'm not giving someone a contract to suck. I'm not doing that. I'm giving them a contract to succeed and be as good as they can be.